Today we're going to talk about inequalities. I know you guys have seen these symbols before coming into my class. You learned them in elementary school, and we're just going to revisit what those mean and how to do some math with them. So one thing I want you to keep in mind is we were solving equations before. So you would do all this work and you get something like x equals 5. And that would mean that, let's say this was your equation, that means 5 is the only number that will work for x to make this a true statement. That's the only number that'll do the trick. Today, you're going to get inequalities. So for example, if I say, give me numbers that are bigger than 10, there's lots of answers to this. It could be 10.1, 11, 12, 13, all those decimals, dot, dot, dot. So there's like this endless list of numbers, but I can't say all numbers because like 2 doesn't work. 2 is not greater than 10. So it's like there's an endless amount of numbers, but it's not every number that's out there. So I'm just going to give you some good advice how not to mess these up because these can get real tricky. I always recommend putting the letter on the left side. I know normally when we have equations, it doesn't matter if you write x equals 5 or 5 equals x, but today we don't have equal signs, we have inequality symbols. We want the letter on the left. So let's just go through what these mean again. Over here we have the less than symbol. And a way that I always use to help me remember that is this kind of looks like a bent L. This is a normal L. This looks like a squeezed L. So it kind of like pinched it together, but it's still an L regardless. So the L is the less. This is less or equal, greater, greater or equal. Alright, so we're going to have some situations where the letter is not on the left side. See right here? I don't like this at all. I don't like that the Y is on the right side. So a little phrase that I tell my students is you can always do the swap flip trick. It's 2 steps. All you do is you swap the 7 and the Y. Swap them. Switch them. Alright, that's step 1. Step 2, if you're going to swap them, you got to flip the sign. They go together. You can't do one without the other. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap places with the Y and the 7, and I'm just simply going to switch the way the sign points. So these are the exact same statement. Doesn't mean you're wrong if you write it like this, but you'll probably mess yourself up. So we do not like this. We do like this. Less errors if the letter's on the left. So let's go ahead and try that swap flip trick. Let's make these guys okay. I do not like the X and the 8 like that, so we're going to switch places like that and just flip that sign around. One more time, we're going to switch places and we're going to flip that sign around. So there we go. Letters on the left. Yay, I'm happy. And boo, we don't like you. So letter on the left is good. Then we need to review how to graph these guys on a number line. So once again, assuming your letter is on the left, you would be ready to graph. So if we have this symbol, we're going to have a solid dot. And we're going to have an arrow that points to the right. And I always tell my kids, just have your arrow match their arrow. So when you see their arrow here, I want you to visualize that. If you were to just put a dot in the point and just draw it outwards, it would look like it's going to the right. That's how you do it. This will be the same thing, except it's a solid dot and it goes to the left. We're definitely going to have a right arrow, but there's no underline here. So that's why my dots are open here. And same thing here. No underline, so gotta have an open dot, and it's gotta go to the left. So that's what we're going to do if we see those symbols. So I made these examples pretty friendly. I already have the letter on the left, so yay! That's going to make this easy. I'm going to look for the number they're talking about, which is 5. And it looks like I need to do an open circle. It's not underlined. So I like to put my circles above the graph. And the arrow points to the left. So my arrow is going to point to the left. It's going to look like that. Alright, we're going to do it again. This time I need to go to 3. But I need to close my dot. Because there's an underline here. I got to close it. But my arrow will go to the right this time. Then I have -2. I'm going to put a dot here. There's no underline. It's staying open. And my arrow points to the right. And then the last one, I want a solid dot this time because of the underline and arrow to the right. And that's all you have to do. So I want to explain to you the difference and what these mean with the solid and the open dots. All right? So you can see this has a solid, this has a solid. That means -4 is an answer. And over here, 3 is an answer. When you have an open dot, you cannot count the endpoint as an answer. So 5 is not an answer. Can't use 5. You can use anything smaller than that. Like you could use 4.99999 as an answer, but you cannot use 5. Right? That's the difference between open and closed dot. If you can count the endpoint as an answer. We're going to make it a little trickier now. I got the letter on the wrong side, so we are not happy with this. Don't like that. We're going to do the swap, flip trick. Swap, flip, trick. One more time. Swap places, flip the sign. So these make me happy. These make me sad. I don't want to graph these. That's going to mess me up. And then we'll get right to it. We're going to -5, open, to the right. This one has an 8. It's underlined, so it's solid. And we go to the left. This one has 0. It's underlined. And you go to the right. So your arrow is just going to match the way their arrow points, but got to make sure the letter's on the left. That's the key. All right, then we're going to do it backwards. This time I'm giving you the picture and you are giving me the problem. So no matter how you want to do it, we're all going to make sure we adopt this whole letter on the left business. So you're going to put the letter first. Got to have a letter. And then you're going to copy my arrow. My arrow points left. My arrow points left. My arrow points right. My arrow points right. And then you're going to see if anyone's colored in because they'll need underlined. So I see a solid dot here. And a solid dot right here. Got to underline those guys. And then you just use the number that the dot's at. So in this one, the dot is at 5. We call that our end point. This one, the dot's at 5. The dot's at 5. The dot's at 5. So they're all at 5. It's just a matter of which symbol do you use with it. So that's about it.